they tried to work on the white guys for Harris, the white women for Harris. Now they're going degenerate porn addicts for Kamala Harris. Let's get right into this. Is how they're courting the Gooner vote. The New York Times broke this report earlier this week. I'll quote from them. 17 pornographic film actors on Monday announced that they had launched a $100,000 ad campaign on porn sites, warning that Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation blueprint for a Republican administration that has become a centerpiece for some Democratic campaigns, wants to ban pornography and imprison people who produce it. The online ads will run in the states that will decide the presidency: Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada. So I dug into this campaign. It's called Hands Off Our Porn. It is it's somewhat clever marketing.
Rob is not only
yeah, I know. People yell at me. They're like, Rob loves porn. I can't take anything he said serious. If you're going to be mad at me, don't be mad at me because I watched or do watch porn. Yeah. Be mad at me because I voted for Biden because I was an idiot 4 years ago. I'm sorry. That had more of an impact on the country than porno for me.
Yeah. Well, here's their whole point behind the campaign is that they think that they can convince young men not to vote for Trump. Tim Walz just was on a live stream playing World of Warcraft yesterday to try to get gamers, and now they're thinking, well, they're losing the young male vote to Trump. That's like Trump's most untouchable group. But if they can convince everybody that if Donald Trump becomes president, nobody gets to jerk off anymore, they might be able to swing a group of people back over to the Kamala Harris side.
Wait, you could still masturbate. You just can't do it to porn.
Oh, not under the Project 2025 agenda,
okay.
Rob.
Yeah, Rob. What the hell?
So no abortions and no masturbation under Project 2025.
Yeah.
That's why Heritage Foundation can't be trusted. I know everybody thinks they're on our side. Well, not our side. Republicans are stupid too, but Heritage Foundation's a plan. I don't care what anybody says.
I have a feeling too, Brent. Yeah. I genuinely feel that they're my opinion,
conservative plan.
I think they're a conservative plan. Well, but like you said about Republican, I'm not Democrat. I'm not left or right. I think they're all on the same freaking team.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past them. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah. But their website, handsoffourporn.com, has a list of testimonials and the list of porn stars that are endorsing this, and I don't know who would recognize names and who wouldn't.
I will.
All I will say is that every one of them has in their bio, like, she's a 15-year veteran of the porn industry. She's a 20-year veteran. So what that means is they're old. These are old porn stars. Yeah. Who
hit the wall.
Have hit the wall and now decided to become politically active. This is what their website says. This is serious. Over 140 appointees wrote the plan to outlaw porn, and they go off on this whole thing. Jake, if you can go to the next slide for us. They quote this whole thing from Project 2025.
Oh, God.
So I wanted to go over what Project 2025 has to say about this, because there's a lot of mystery surrounding this. And if anybody's interested in learning more about Project 2025, at VT.com right now.
Great expose.
Yeah,
I read it.
We have Mason, our contract writer. I believe we have a link to that as well, Jake, that you could throw up there. Mason, who does contract writing for us, is going section by section, page by page of this 922-page document and exposing everything that's in it. Part 1 is up, Part 2 is coming out soon, but it's okay because the thing they're talking about is in Part 1. You might notice on their whole thing, if you go to their website, every citation they bring up about what Project 2025 has to say about pornography comes from page 5, because the word pornography is mentioned 5 times in the entire 922 pages of Project 2025. Mm-hmm. Twice it's in the context of getting Congress to crack down on child porn, which not even these degenerates would be bold enough to say they'd want to stop. The other ones are all on this one page. In the foreword, written by Kevin Roberts, who's the president of the Heritage Foundation. I have the excerpt of that right here that we can read over.
Is it right here?
It's just 2 paragraphs.
Okay.
Pornography, manifested today in the omnipresent propagation of transgender ideology and sexualization of children, for instance, is not a political Gordian knot inextricably binding up disparate claims about free speech, prosperity rights, sexual liberation, and child welfare. It has no claim to First Amendment protection. Its purveyors are child predators and misogynistic exploiters of women. The product is as addictive as any illicit drug and as psychologically destructive as any crime.
Facts.
Pornography should be outlawed. The people who produce and distribute it should be imprisoned. Educators and public librarians who purvey it should be classed as registered sex offenders, and telecommunications and technology firms that facilitate its spread should be shuttered. So what they're saying is anyone who produces pornography should go to jail. Anyone who distributes it should go to jail. any place found hosting it should go to jail. If you want to know more details about that, go watch PBD's interview with Solomon Friedman, the ordained rabbi who owns Pornhub. That was a very fascinating conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, Humberto.
When is drug dealers for Kamala coming out? Like this is just a net negative for society. Like it makes you lazy, it makes you stupid, it makes you not chase after your dreams, puts you on the wrong side with God. Because lust is a sin. Lust is a sin, and it's not the way to live life. Even if you're married and you're coping out by watching porn, you are coping out on your responsibilities. In order to get sex from your wife, you need to meet a bunch of criteria that it's outside the bedroom. You need to be there on time. You need to be caring. You need to be loving. You need to provide. To deserve sex. Going on a website doesn't make you deserve sex. Doesn't make you deserve release. So there's a bunch of lazy ass degenerates. I can't even say it. How would you respect or hear what they say about the voting? I don't even know.
Yeah, and the statistics about pornography addiction are significant. And it's a shame we're up against
It melts
the
your
clock here,
brain
because this is obviously something that's very contentious, and I know we'd have really good debate about this. So I hope we can revisit the subject another
It'd be a
time.
Master debate.
Rob would be leading this freaking debate.
Rob is a master debater.
Rob would go really hard.
Yeah,
on the debate.
It'd be a very quick debate, though. Very quick.
Furious and over quickly.
Yeah.
But what Project 2025 is arguing, almost as a throwaway comment in those two paragraphs, is pornography is addictive. It's like a drug. It's ruining people. It should be illegal. That is not the official campaign policy of Donald Trump, who has disavowed Project 2025 more times than I can count.
Yep.
This is not the official Republican platform. This has nothing to do with anything they are currently trying to run for office. The Heritage Foundation wrote this document and said any Republican president can adopt this if he chooses.
Would you agree, though, that there are total plans for the liberals and that they're trying to undermine Trump by putting out this document?
I need to know more about their organization, but at the very least, they hurt him by publishing it right now.
The Heritage Foundation,
Yeah.
Butler, this whole Project 25. I know for a fact.
Let's not get think twisted. Like I think I read the article and I went back to some pages to double check things. I think it's a fine document.
No.
The thing is, Brandon, you're not a conservative, okay? You're not a conservative.
Hell no.
All right? But if you read the document, like most of it is sound. And Trump is not a conservative. Trump is the only chance that we have to save this country.
There's nothing sound of federal.
But he's not a conservative.
And so when you say he's not a conservative, then what are you?
Me?
What?
Libertarian?
Independent.
You're independent. Okay,
Yeah,
I was just saying
because
you're independent.
I agree with things from both sides.
Yeah. I was going to say,
I don't agree with things
like-
from society.
I don't agree with nobody. I just want to be left alone and call out everybody for their bullshit.
Yeah,
You're
Project
libertarian.
2025 is very much anti-abortion to the point where it says there should be a federal abortion,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's been
ridiculous.
another debate. That's the conservative
That's the
position.
But Trump
Yeah,
was never for a
exactly.
federal abortion ban,
Yeah,
and they
but-
knew that that's the biggest attack against
Yes,
him.
so that's where I agree with you, where I think the release of it at this particular time, whether it was planned with the liberals to undermine Trump or just the conservative outside movements being idiots like they always are, I think this is where
all
we ended
latching
up.
onto, though. It was imprinted in all the
Yeah.
liberals' heads, so I
Exactly.
can't.
And
And
that's the Democrats' whole point.
And Rob is watching porn as we speak, guys. So I'll be
I
damned
was
if you
trying to
guys.
figure out the stars that it signed.
Yeah,
Dude,
I was-
it's
hey,
part
hey,
of
Here,
research.
Rob,
Jeremy,
I'll
don't
just
take
get
the
to my
camera
notes.
out.
And so, hey guys, just really quick. So Rob, you and Brandon got a book.
Yeah.
You guys got to go. But do you have one more thing to read?
No, Rob, there's the
Rob,
list if
there's
you want
that.
to.
Don't use that for
But
cleanup.
my final point, real quick.
I know every
is
single one of these.
I wanted
That's a joke.
I wanted to follow the money on it real quick just to see where this organization was coming from. Turns out, Hands Off Our Porn is paid for by an organization called Artists United for Change. This is available just right at the bottom of their website. Bottom of every page tells you who's paying for it. Let's see who started Artists United for Change.
Let's see. Who is it?
This
Jake?
guy, Scott Goodstein, because who else is it going to be? This guy was instrumental in the Trump, or the Obama and Bernie Sanders social media campaigns. He runs liberal organizations or liberal social media pages for every big Democrat organization under the sun.
He looks like one of those guys that should be at a kiosk at the mall that buys your
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah.
You ever see those guys where they're
That
like,
is-
hey, give me your gold?
It's Scott.
Oh, a gold merchant.
Jewelry.
Yeah.
But this guy is as big establishment liberalism as it could possibly be. This is not some grassroots movement where a bunch of coked up porn stars hit the wall and decided they needed to take take action against Trump. This is coordinated with
Of
the
course.
Democrats. So, moral of the story, if you want to side with degeneracy and people who, you know, can't stop pleasuring themselves long enough to think clearly, go right ahead and vote for Kamala Harris. If you don't, vote for Donald Trump. He's not going to take away your porn, even if there's a case to be made for it. But yeah,
guys, I love it.
my conclusion.
And you know
Young
what's
men
great?
vote for Trump.
And I know we bust Rob's chops. I stopped watching porn, I want to say a year and a half ago, and it's probably been the best thing ever. I mean, I'm horny all the time now, but it's great.
We're angry.
It's, yeah.